Welcome to Sacred Caregiving. My name is Barbara, and again, I apologize for my voice. I still have this upper respiratory thing that seems to be going around. So, I wanted to give you guys a quick update to my insurance authorization from earlier this week. It is a truth, and it is also a pain in the rear end, that in the United States, you kind of have to be your own insurance coordinator. And by that, I mean that, like, this week, I have been dealing with, getting authorization for my MRI, because radiology department called me. They said, we have an order here for the MRI. Let's go ahead and get you scheduled. I said, okay. And then I said, by the way, did you guys get an authorization from the insurance company? And they said, well, we said they don't have an authorization here. We just have the order. Let me transfer you over to the authorization department and see. So I left a message, didn't hear anything. And I know they're busy because they've got insurance authorizations to get through for literally thousands of people and hundreds each day. And it's a lot, and it's the holidays, and it's right before American Thanksgiving. So all of the doctors are wanting to dump their patients out. And a lot of the patients are wanting to go home for the holidays. So the insurance authorization person is probably busy, trying to get all of those done. So what I did was I called my insurance company and I said, by the way, I said, have you guys authorized my MRI? And they said, hold on, let me look. They said, can I put you on hold for a couple minutes? And I said, yeah, that's fine. It came back on probably less than 2 minutes later and said, yes, your authorization has gone through. You are authorized to get the MRI. I said, great. I said, by the way, I said, while I have you on the phone, I said, you are also going to be getting a request for authorization for more physical therapy. And they said, that's fine. That should be no problem at all. I said, great. Because that was the other thing that happened to me this week is while I was waiting to hear whether or not the MRI got authorized, then physical therapy department called me and said, we got an order for more physical therapy for you. And here's the date. And I asked the same question. I said, have you gotten the authorization from the insurance company? And they said, well, we usually get it they said we don't have it yet, but they said we usually get it closer to the time of your first visit. I said, okay. So I figured while I was on the phone with the insurance company, I was just going to give them that heads up so that they could put a note in my chart or whatever to say that more physical therapy had been ordered for me and that a request for authorization was going to be forthcoming. It's just always nice to give them a little bit of a heads up. So I just want to jump on here and give you guys that update. So the insurance company authorized my MRI, so that means that next week I get to go lay in a magnetic tube for a while and let them take pictures of my back and pray for me, think positive thoughts, whatever you got. Because I tend to get a bit claustrophobic, and the older I get, the less I like loud noises, and I'm literally going to go into a hollow tube that literally like barely reaches like the top of my head, right? So it's not that big around. And I tried asking for an open MRI, but the only open MRI is like 3-4 hours drive from me. I was like, never mind, I'll suffer through the closed MRI and do the traditional MRI, and it's the one at the hospital close to my house, so. But pray, think positive thoughts for me next week, because I'm going to go get this MRI done on my spine and see what's going on. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a caregiver. It truly is sacred work.